Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to Ask That Podcast here on YouTube. Oh yeah, Reboot. The Art of Reboot book. Now, I discovered Reboot the first season when it was aired on ABC. What it was back then, it aired Saturday mornings on ABC. Did 2 years on there. At the time, I didn't work weekends. And Friday nights, as soon as work was over, it was straight to the liquor store, get something to drink, get some cigarettes, go to my buddy's house, and we'd be up till 2, 3 in the morning hanging out and partying. It was like a party there every Friday and every Saturday. Well, I've mentioned this before. I've been fighting insomnia since I was 13. Over 30 years now, coming up on 35 years. Fighting insomnia. At the time, I was taking nothing for it. I now have medication I take for insomnia. Well, the party this time went on to like 4 in the morning. So me and the girl I was with at the time, we come back to the house and she's wiped out. She's tired. She's one of the people she had to get her 8 hours sleep. I'm not really tired. I'm going to sit here, watch the TV. Well, at the time, didn't have cable. Just had my antenna. So, I got ABC, NBC, CBS, PBS, 2 Fox channels. Actually, 2 ABCs. So I'm flipping around and I see it says Reboot. What the fuck is this shit? And it's computer animated, so I started watching. I fell in love. What it was is you had Bob. And Bob is the protector of this city. It's inside, what it is, it's inside a computer. And every time you play a video game on that computer, it takes over part of the city, and the people, Bob and Dot and Enzo and all this, are the people you're playing against in the game. And if the user wins, that part of the computer city is destroyed. I fell in love with it. I watched both seasons, loved it. Then it disappeared off ABC. Did not know at the time that a 3rd season was made, and it aired on UPN. I didn't get UPN at the time. Skip ahead to like 99, 2000. My best friend when I was out in Texas, old hippie Mike, when I get off work, I go hang out with him for a couple hours every day. Because Mike was one of these people, he had social anxiety disorder. He had PTSD. He served over in Nam and saw some shit that nobody should ever have to see. So he didn't go out a lot. I go over every day and we started watching Reboot on Cartoon Network. And he's like, this is good. Well, after them 2 seasons aired, because we caught it like right when they started showing these new episodes where Enzo's grown and this character's in it. I'm like, what the hell? And that's when I did the research and found out, well, that season ended and there was no more for a while. They made a 4th season, a shortened 4th season. It became a series of movies. So I became a huge fan of Reboot. There's the bag. And this was a $23 book. I did not pay that much. I got this from dirt cheap for a couple of bucks. You still see the residue from the sticker. But let's check this out. This is from 2007. And it's just the Art of Reboot. There's the city. There's some production art. I love these little capacitors. There's the pirates and all this. And that's why I didn't know. Brendan McCarthy did a lot of the production work on this. There's Bob. See, there's the original Bob. There's Dot Matrix and Enzo Matrix. And Bob was the Guardian. He had this little thing called, what was it, the Stitch, the Glitch? I don't remember. There's some great artwork on this. When I found this, I instantly go. And he ends up in this websuit, and that's what happened. The 3rd season was all about how Enzo and I can't remember that girl's name got trapped in the game, and time passes faster in the game, so they grew up in the games, trying to find their way back to the city. That's Glitch Bob. Now we got Dot, that's Dot Matrix. And yes, I know, looking at it now, the animation ain't as good as what you see in computer animation now, but back then, it was mind-blowing. Look at this. Brendan McCarthy. I styled her on classic American sitcom female Lucy Ball, hence the 50s diner and car vibe in the show. Love. And there is action figures. There's one game. There's a series of trading cards. There's not a lot of, and all the episodes are out on DVD. Here's the thing. They're out of print. And they're going for a fortune. There's not a lot of Reboot merch, but this is one of those things. It's a very, very big cult followers. Enzo, young Enzo. And then we have Matrix. That's what he becomes when he grows up. He's got the bad eye, the 90s, killer look. Andrea, okay, I can remember her as a little kid, and then Enzo grew up in the games. It became, this Kind of reminds me of Michael Turner's Fathom character. Pong. And he basically, that's kind of like their advisor, and he plays Pong. Frisket, this is Enzo's dog. Mouse, who showed up in the first 2 seasons, becomes a major character in the 3rd season. Mike the TV, I love Mike the TV. Oh, he's a TV and he talks, and there's a great episode where Bob ends up in like Evil Dead and Mike the TV's there. Megabyte, this was the big lead villain, Megabyte. He's trying to take over the city. Hexadecimal, and she had the different faces. It was like straight up bipolar. I mean, and don't fuss at me. I'm bipolar, so I can say that shit. Hack and Slasher, the 2 like henchmen for Megabyte. Ian Gibson has some good designs on these, so I kept most of what he did, but got rid of their legs and put them on the chrome balls. It gave a bit more stretch and squeeze to the characters. Ray Tracer, now he's a search engine basically. He could go in the internet and the web. The search engine got his nickname from the levitating surfboard he used to go along, but it's much more than a fancy piece of equipment. The board and Ray Tracer are 2 parts of the same individual. Nullzilla, I barely remember Nullzilla. Gigabyte, which is like an amped version of Megabyte. The Binomes, and there's all of them. And they were like the citizens of the city. Incoming game. Oh, there's the user incarnation of someone who looks like Ash. Look at this. The Modesty Blaze, Emma Pill's Action Girl, the Man from Bob. It's gorgeous art on this. Hexadecimal's the mummy. The vehicle's Bob's car. The cop cars. And this is a video. This is the second time I've done this. I did this one. I did it way too fast. Quite all back when I got this, and it was on my laptop. That's one of the ones I lost. Because it's the only video I ever filmed when everybody was in the house. They were supposed to be going, no, my mother was here. They were supposed to be going somewhere, and she decided at the last minute not to. I'm like, shit! I need to film this. She's like, oh, well, I'll be quiet. So she turned the TV off and kept the dog quiet. And I don't know. I don't like doing this when anybody else is in the house. I feel like they're listening. I get a little paranoid. I'm my own worst critic. The sets. Cecil, the resident waiter at Dot's Diner. I am kind of surprised nobody has taken these characters and made new action figures. They would sell. I mean, it'd be collector's market shit, or hell, I don't know who has the rights anymore, but I'd love to have all 4 seasons on a nice big like Blu-ray set. And it's not reran anywhere. There is a new reboot that's on Netflix, but I've not watched it. I heard it kind of sucks. I created this and pitched it as a possible sister series to reboot. A darker, more Lord of the Rings world with a more organic field design. The web creatures evolve sprites. The web riders are nicer encased in suits that halted their evolution and regression into simpler digital forms. They roam the web world, helping sprites to get sucked into the web world through randomly opening portals, etc., which interface with the net, the world of the mainframe's main city. This happens about. Eventually, the web world idea became the story for Season 3 and a stripped-down version and retained a lot of the original design. And there it is. Season 3 saw the arrival of a new story editor for the show, Dan DiDio, and he recalled the first day was a real turning point. Look at that. And say, I don't think in the States most people saw the UPN. You had to catch it on Reboot the Ride. Oh shit, they had to catch it on Cartoon Network. I mean, I love a comic book, man. I would love a reboot comic. Season 4. The Daemon. Dot and Enzo's father. Wellman Matrix. And I want to say they end up getting married. Dot and Reboot Reimagined. Pencils by Dave Watkins. I like that. And there have been a couple of different tries to redo it, and now you got the one on Netflix, which, like I said, I've heard is not that great. I've not watched it. I need to. And I really like this. I don't know if I would have paid the $24, but I think I paid $2 to $3. It was worth it, and just, oh man, it's fucking Reboot. I love Reboot. So I'm going to wrap it up, but there's Reboot. I am going to get off my ass and try to find all reboots down and rewatch because I've not watched it in forever. I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, if you did, give me that thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, all that other bullshit. Talk to you later.